Days, but they're very rare.
And yeah, at this stage, with these players, it is going to be so hard. Here, the audience coming alive because we are moving into our first game of the day, and it is going to be on the sandy, sandy dunes of Miramar.
Let's get it. Miramar to start. Plane path right over Campo Militar, cutting through to Los Leones. And yeah, this one's a little bit of the eastern side of things. So, you know, sometimes on the outside of San Martin or things like that, there might be a little bit of scuffling for vehicles. We'll see, or maybe around the west of Picado. But it just all kind of depends on, you know, exactly how the teams want to, you know, go for their alternate drop spots if you're one of the western looting teams.
Going back into our discussion about 17 for just 1 second, we have Little Ghost that's sitting at 18 kills, not bad for a team named 17, and he's already surmounted his team name in one day. But I want to go back to Show and 17's storyline, because we actually kind of have a history with them, to say the least. Is I know many of you are very familiar with the 4 a.m. nade and what happened with that. Remember, on the opposite side, that was 17 and Show's team.
Right, exactly. I mean, this just goes to show how long he's been around. I mean, he literally has been there since basically day one. You know, at the Face It Global Summit in 2019, you know, the Captain Grenade, the infamous grenade that he was on the bad side of, where him and his team got wiped out. And then Captain went on to win that game against another guy who's in this lobby, Waikakamukau. So a lot of history here, of course. And then at PCS 7 in Asia, lightning struck twice, Matrim, where, you know, the problems are mounting here. I think Hikari and Lash just need to find an out. They are really not in a position to fight against the Expendables, especially with Levise's flank here on the edge. I mean, Hikari's just holding, and the longer he's here, the worse this gets.
I mean, the Expendables don't have anything to lose in this fight, and it is the Freaks, and they're going to run into this one, but good shot's going to come out and at least manage to connect onto Levis, but that's going to be from somewhere entirely.
That was his teammate. That was Duck Juice.
I was trying to get excited for Freaks for a second, but no. Well, hey, good job on the Expendables saying nobody else can ruin our fight except for us.
Yeah, I mean, they do take E-End out here, but that's going to be a big double kill for Lash K. Duck Juice, with a bit of a whoopsies, is trying to salvage something
inside. As some of our rotations are starting to pop off, don't be surprised if you see a knock or something else happen while we're watching what's going to be going on here, as we do have Yahardi making their rotation. We have QM taking some shots, and I think it looks like we have Levis that was trying to prep that one out. He's going to go ahead and flush himself out. And now, can we get anything more with it? Freaks do at least manage to take down the Expendables and get control over this territory.
Yeah, 4 kills is pretty good here for the Freaks. You only lose 1 in the process of kind of a fight that you didn't want to take, that kind of...
Inside the shack, as the blue is going to be a problem the longer and longer that this goes, with Freaks now in position. They're looking up. Navi doesn't have a sightline onto them, and so now it's fish in a barrel.
Akkad is just going absolutely bonkers right now for the Kwangdong Freaks. Love to get a replay on that spray down he had on TMA. Meanwhile, Donawa has crossed paths with FaZe as they have to enter the new circle. FaZe is ahead. They've already got Helen down. Helen kind of acting as a scout, and Akkad, they get the finish on a Crazy out in the blue. Lash comes through, does some more damage, but now it's Adoozy's turn to backstab the Freaks as they had done earlier to his team. Adam, here we go. Wildcard coming in.
They're going to move right in on top of this one. Adam, though, has got to be careful with this peak. You can see the rocks providing a lot of cover. With the range now, Freaks don't have vision of what's going to be happening. At least going to be able to pick up one of the flushes, as now Question Mark has to deal with Wildcard, who is very, very close to them.
Yeah, I was expecting Wildcard to maybe get involved in this eventually, and now might be their opportunity. And Tropic trying to cut through towards the south, but Daytrade already entrenched in this God compound in the shacks, so they're going to have to set up at the hillside. Meanwhile, Donawa did get the knock onto 2 members of FaZe. Another grenade coming into Diggory. He is super weak.
Yeah, last one up. 8C did go down a little while before this one, and so it looks like it's just going to be a matter of time. Diggory, he also has E United on the other side of this that hears what's going on, but they don't have vision due to the way that the hills are lined up right now. So Soul's going to do a little bit of a car dance, step in, tries to go for the spray into it, and it's actually going to be at least 1 kill trying to be picked up by Snakers.
Yeah, Snakers and E United now want a third party this, and rightly so, especially with this knock. It's only 2 members standing for it. Donawa Donawa. You can see the utility coming out, but Lambu with some good shots to keep Rello back, to keep him honest, force him to go back for the heal. Meanwhile, Kickstart and Snakers still continue to hold the ridge line. They aren't pushing super aggressively, though.
They're in range, but do have some segments, as Vision isn't the cleanest just yet, with the circle now continuing to favor Yahoo's positioning as well as Twisted Minds to some degree. Day Trade looks like they're trying to go after Entropic, but can't make too much of a move just due to that still press coming out from NAVI in the east.
Yeah, those grenades not finding any damage for Nurens, and I should say Day Trade doesn't usually get a lot of kills early. They can get a lot of kills. I should make sure I clarify that. A good spray around the corner by Nurens, and he's going to hold it down. He saw another member in there. Clips into QBE a little bit. QBE trying to watch the edge of the smoke. Stuns are out on both sides, though. He should be done to yeah, he's just done. Nurens with a good double.
So that gives Day Trade the capabilities to move in. Very close to NAVI, but Twisted Mind says, oh no, that's not going to happen. With the firefight, they now move into the hillside looking down. They've got a lot of vision, but they have got to be careful. It's going to be Danoa's Soul up on the top of everything looking down into Twisted Minds. Also, I think that we see a couple of shots coming out from Wildcard as well. So vision now starting to become paramount. Every single time you go for one of these peaks and one of these pushes, it's going to be a third or fourth party.
Oh, Lou just that double spray to open it up. Spyro just absolutely money with that mini all tournament. Hits Poochills. He is down. You can see they're trying to find that flush onto Nurens. Belmoth still here, going to now attempt the res. They feel like they're safe enough behind the edge of this hill, and I think they are, more or less, and with the smoke cover to boot. That should be at least a res. Now 17 has to get into the next circle along with Donawa.
Here's the hillside that I was talking about. You can see that the guys up on the top can look down, but they really can't do too much because we've got E-United, Danoa, and 17 all up here that are kind of stalling each other out. NAVI has now moved into the north and have tried to encroach on the hillside that we see the Balefrost has been trying to hold down. That means the fact that they're starting to get some vision into Wildcard, who's now trying to make a move up into E-United's position. We do have Example, though, that has stayed very, very far back and is watching what's going on with Day Trade, but it's going to be Akkad yet again, finding an angle into this, trying to get some more kills off of it. Akkad trying to put up a hero play.
Yeah, and now it's going to be E-United's time to shine, and they have wiped Donawa out. 17 still 3 strong, a lot of damage done to show. Grenades are going to start to come out, and that's a great knock onto Suju.
E-United starting to realize that they have a big opportunity in this game. Just 2 members up for 17 in a very close range. This is its own contained fight. Perfectix is trying to take some shots in to see if maybe he can take something out of it, but it's now going to be a big problem. 17 Gaming has a very, very hungry E-United right in front of him.
Yeah, and Show there was just trying to prone hold an angle, and it was spotted and cleared by Flood. So Xiao Wu, the last man standing for 17 Gaming, and you know E-United wants to wipe them out. They want to gain traction. They want to catch up on that leaderboard.
Getting them out as early as possible. Still 17's up, so going down early in the placements every single time, this could be better for them. Now just 1 member up. As you can see, utility starting to come out. Shots are still going off in the distance, but that is well played. It's going to be 1 down, and Snakers quickly flushed as well, trying to see if maybe they can just run away. The rest of E-United, though, is on the hunt.
Yeah, he's holding it, he's got it!
They picked it up! What?
There's no way Xiao Wu holds it down and takes E-United out.
He baited them all around that rock and just demolished them.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's just, those are the moments where you just start to feel like this team is destined for something great. Those are the plays that make or break tournaments. Unbelievable.
While all this is going on, Twisted Minds and NAVI have still been in control of the South. You can see NAVI still making a position, making it really problematic for Wildcard to be able to accomplish too much of anything. Nikos does get a knock onto Uba, but this is just kind of the problem right now. We have Twisted Minds that's starting to get control over the circle, and it's just going to be right up next to NAVI as all these solos and weakened teams are just going to start being harassed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of par for the course for the grand finals. NAVI, Twisted Minds, just steady as she goes. They're doing such a great job of getting into the late game, taking powerful positions, locking them down, knowing when to make their moves, when they can be safe. They're just absolutely brilliant. Both teams, hats off to them the way they're playing. Yahoo still 2 up, still trying to hold on. Nikos seeing if he can find any value. That's a good molly. That should get the knock on to Balefrost.
And now, what are you going to do with this as more throwables starting to come out, get the flush onto it? Every single point's going to matter right now. Sparking, looking in, notice the fact that he doesn't have any helmet, so this is going to be a very dangerous set of plays coming out for him. Nico's going to just run in, quick spray between them, but Sparking is going to go down to the Molotov. Nico's just trying to get inside is going to go down as well. So with this, we have a straight lineup as everybody suddenly dropped. It is just Twisted Minds versus NAVI.
You love to see it. The 2 best from EU right now going head-to-head, 2nd and 3rd place. And they could make some serious damage to each other at the beginning of this. An example.
Next level thinking these guys are making sure to reposition around, and it's going to be Perfectix just right at the point to try to stall. Once any form of push comes out, that means that NAVI is going to have to deal with Perfectix and a 3-man team back behind this to spray down anybody that peeks over. Circle now favors Twisted Minds, but it's going to be Uba. He opens up the door. What can they do with it now? Trying to figure out if they're going to move up to the north or if they just want to continue the assault. Perfectix looks back down, does manage to get down Example, so a trade between the two of them still keeps it 3v3.
All right, Perfectix tries to get another up and over, couldn't quite find it. Stun and go here. It looks like it's going to be the word. Perfectix takes a bunch of damage from Mel. This fight is so darn close. Both teams doing a ton of damage to each other. And a good spray from Spyro gets Uba.
Finally getting a knock after a massive exchange of bullets. Everybody has to step away for a second as Twisted Mind still has the health onto this. Now being aggressive, Perfectix is gonna go down. Lou still manages to get a knock as well. So Mel, the last one up, trying to see if maybe he can win this 1v2, but the zone is going to be coming in. He has got to figure out how he's going to navigate it. The press now starting to come up as Twisted Mind's trying to lean in. Information now coming up, and it's gonna be Twisted Minds that picks it up.
Their third win of the grand final. And a big hug here because they know how important this moment is. Showing the crowd some love, getting them pumped up. Well deserved for Twisted Minds. A huge hold there at the end. I mean, NAVI fought tooth and nail. Got to give them all the credit in the world due before they're forced down off.
This is just absolutely crazy. Entropic on one hillside, just taking the shots into EU United that's been trying to hold this high ground. Twisted Minds down below taking some shots into Entropic. We have TMA listening to everything, figuring out how they're wanting to navigate what's about to happen. They hear the shots coming out, but really it almost looks like a west versus east situation where we have Twisted Minds that are going to be taking the shots into Entropic, but it's going to be EU United also looking down into TMA.
This is wild. I mean, EU, they might just no, they're sacking it. Yeah, they're sacking it. I mean, they had no hope. When they drop down, they're going to either die or take a ton of damage to the point where one bullet will knock them out. So United has to deny. Grenades are going to start raining down from Entropic. This is their moment. If Entropic is going to win this game, they're going to have to do some serious damage here.
Twisted Minds has control over that low ground. Now moving in, TMA could backstab at any given moment. Entropic just wants to get a knock. They need to find some way to get this more under control. QBE looking at it, Perfectix, but it's going to be Nail-Up that gets it down onto Perfectix, and now it's going to be Twisted Minds trying to do some type of damage control. The smokes are out. It is so hard to see down there, but the zone's coming in. It's going to do so much damage to Entropic. What are they going to do? Crazy still looking around. TMA knows exactly where they want to go, but they can't figure out how to get there.
And you can see there's a bolt action here for Xiao Hai. He might be able to put this to good use if he sees that head from Ivis. He might get the knock. Wasn't able to pull the trigger there that time around, just missing. Lucarux trying to work his way down step by step. Lou waits underneath. What a brilliant rotation from him. And now Xiao Hai starts spraying him down.
Trying to get anything off of this one. It is going to be Crazy that gets the knock, as well as Lucarux going down with this now. Entropic is just going to be going out. TMA still holding the angle onto the side of this one, but it's going to be Twisted Minds realizing what's going to be going on, but they only have Spyro up. He's just holding the line, waiting for it. Does get the knock on, dude. 1v1, goes for the big round, and he manages to get it.
Unbelievable. What a hold from Spyro. What a hold from Twisted Minds. Back-to-back games to start the day, and Twisted Minds are looking to really run away with the day. That is absolutely insane. What a hold, what a play. Tough position there in a way at the end with the way that Entropic and United had some high ground on them, but they weather it. They send Lou close enough